Hello, we're back again.
Hello, friends.
Welcome back to our little void for the fourth week in a row. I'm Taylor.
I'm Sara.
And we watched another episode of Vanderpump Rules, season 11, because we find ourselves thinking the same thing every single week.
Yes. Yeah. We're gonna stay on track today. We're gonna stay focused. Only new stuff.
Only new things.
Only new stuff. Stay focused. None of this ADHD. Woo.
Yeah. Well, plus after the last 3 weeks, I think that we're done with
Yeah.
riding the same carousel ride of complaining about Sandoval. You know,
I mean,
we are going to talk about a couple of things that
Yes.
happened over the news cycle this past week and today especially, but
oh, am I
deep sigh.
Am I ready? To quote the queen, are you ready for it? I don't think you are. Okay.
Shall we get started with the tea of the week?
Any chance I get to put in Taylor Swift reference? All right. Schwartz and Sandy's is potentially closing.
Yeah, no confirmation on whether or not that's happening yet,
but they were closed pretty much all of last week.
Well, it's crazy too because over the last month or so, I would occasionally just Google it just for shits and giggles to see what happened. No, Google would say that it's open, but the reviews and like comments on their Instagram page would say it was closed.
Yeah. Yeah, all the Redditors that go and visit have been like, I went to go on this night because I was in LA and it was closed. And I went on, it was like a Thursday night, on a Friday night, on a Saturday night. They tried to say the Saturday night was closed for a private event, but the person that...
Who was really booking a private event?
Here's the thing. The person that went, the parking lot was basically empty. For the Schwartz and Sandy's, because I think there's like multiple buildings connected, but like Schwartz and Sandy was like dead.
Well, I was gonna say they're on like a strip mall.
And then another person said they had went and there was 10 people in there in total, including the wait staff. So, and then Karma working beautifully. Something about her got all of their permits today.
Oh, any day now. Any day now they'll be opening.
Karma is a god. Mm-hmm. Karma is a queen. And I love that. I actually think that's really funny that on the cusp of this rumor that Schwartz and Sandy's is closing, the girls get all their final permits.
It's you really couldn't write this.
No, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful moment.
It's so poetic.
Yeah. All right, now this isn't technically news, but I felt we had to talk about it. Jax and Brittany. According to the subreddits, hello Blocked by Jax subreddits, I'm in that one. I'm in Vanderpumpaholics. I'm in the actual Vanderpump Rules one, but I don't really go in that one as often anymore. But the Blocked by Jax subreddit for the last, I want to say 38-ish days, they picked up on this real fast, like the internet does, that Brittany was staying in a rental near the beach. Okay? All the photos that she was taking were in this rental apartment, and obviously for someone who was following so closely, it was very obvious to us that she was not at home. To the casual person on their social medias, you're not going to notice a difference in location, right? You're just thinking, oh, she posted a selfie. Oh, her posted cruise did this. But to us internet sleuths, very obvious that she was in a rental house. And apparently this started after Jax went on a trip with Schwartz. So it had been almost a month and a half that this had been going on with no word from anybody. The internet was talking. People were commenting. Like, it was starting to bubble up the last couple of weeks of people being like, whoa, something is clearly happening here. Only for them this week to come back and say that they are not breaking up. She doesn't live at somewhere else. So they have denied the rumors. So people are saying it could be a PR move to get people talking about the Valley. I am on the fence. I think that it started as Brittany leaving, right, for some sort of reason. And then, obviously, she's not going to leave Jax. That's never going to happen, right? And then they use that as an opportunity for, well, you know what? Why don't you come back and then deny the rumors? But he is still traveling. He was up in Canada this week as well. Mm-hmm. He posted FaceTiming with Cruz and Brittany. And he's been denying the rumors in comments. But in that time that they were separated, they didn't take photos together. Even when he was home, they didn't. And even when he was out of town, she wasn't at their Valley Village house. So it's another thing that made it really sus was that even when he wasn't in town, she still wasn't home. I don't know. I find it weird. I think it's weird. It also couples with the fact that he posted that picture with Lori, their publicist. And though his wedding ring was shown, if anyone saw that photo, that was not you, and that looked like a couple photo. That's like a photo you take with someone that you're like hanging and banging. You know what I'm saying? It was too close for comfort. I don't know. I didn't like it. They posted one photo. They deleted it right away when people started commenting on it, and they posted up a different one. But I definitely think something happened. I think him and Lori seem a little too close for comfort. But that is the Jax and Brittany's. So they're not separated. They've come out and said it. But the internet is still suspicious.
Yeah. So I think that this is all just to get a bunch of attention because they have a brand new show coming out.
Yeah. I didn't actually notice until I think I told you last week. And I was like, oh, the internet thinks that they're separated. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know. Sus. All right. Next bulletin on our news of the week. Ariana's run in Chicago gets extended.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
That's awesome. This is awesome for her.
Yeah, they say they extend her run, and then they said like the days that she's not going to be there. And I think one of them is the reunion filming day.
Wow.
So it's going to suck though to be on your time, fly over, do like a whole 12-hour reunion day where you're going to be like yelling and screaming and like having feelings, and then come all the way back, barely sleep, and then I think she probably has like a show. I think she has a show the next day, or they're off the next day. But it's gonna be a lot. I hope that they bring it up at the reunion that she's in Chicago.
I'm sure.
I want Andy to be like, "Thanks for coming all the way from New York, you freaking icon."
I hope the boyfriend's with her too.
Oh my God, I love Dan. Love him so much. Yeah, so that's that piece of news. Another piece of nice news: Scheana buys a house. A $2.5 million house.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Did you see the photos of that house, too?
I seen the outside of the house. I didn't look at the inside of the house.
It's nice.
Is it?
It is so pretty. It's going to make a nice little family home for, like, her and Brock and Summer Moon. And I'm sure she'll probably have, like, her mom and her sister and maybe Tori stay over.
Yeah, and they needed a backyard. It doesn't look like the apartment they're in right now really has a backyard.
Yeah.
And kids need a backyard.
She's probably sick of having to drive so far, too, because I think she still has that Marina Del Rey house.
Yes, they're still in Marina Del Rey, yeah, so that's a lot. It's like, when you look at it on the map, it says it's only 20 minutes, but LA people said it's like almost an hour. Like, distance-wise, it's not bad, but like traffic-wise.
Mm-hmm, yep.
And then our last piece of news, and all I have written down is, Tom... ! Underline.
Whew. This one's a heavy one. So just a few mere hours ago, like what a day for something like this to drop. Tom Sandoval had a New York Times article come out about him in which he puts his foot in his mouth the entire time, saying that Ariana had beat his ass or beat him up or something when she found out a bit about the affair. And then he compared the Sandoval, I'm losing the word, but spectacle. The Sandoval spectacle to be as big as the George Floyd murder and the O.J. Simpson trial. Just sit on that one for a second. What the fuck?
Listen, I already have beef with New York Times, right? I've already had beef with them because they put out that opinion piece speculating Taylor Swift's sexual identity.
I forgot about that.
So I already have beef because that's fucked. A Swiftie or not, that's not something you speculate on, right? So I already had beef with the New York Times, and now I have extra beef with the New York Times for one, interviewing that guy, and two, hearing that comment, putting it in the article, and saying, yeah. This is the way to go.
And then the apology came out so quickly. As quickly as the article was released, he lets out an apology statement. And I then said that he apologized for his comments in the New York Times article faster than to Ariana for having an affair for 7 months.
Wasn't it like days before he posted his apology to Ariana?
I think like 4 days went by before he and then Rachel posted their apologies.
Oh yeah, no, right. He apologized to Schwartz and Greg and Rachel faster than he did the woman he cheated on.
And Scheana.
Scheana. That's right. Yeah. Methinks that perhaps his PR person got a heads up on the article and then went, Tom Sandoval, you fucking dumbass. Work your fucking statement. You're going to say this on your goddamn Instagram story is the only thing we have left to save you.
I don't understand.
It is bad. It is as bad as what Scheana and Kristen did, and if not, and almost worse than the stuff that Brittany and Jax did. Because Brittany and Jax, I think, were only, like, homophobic tweets and shit. Like, I don't think they necessarily did anything. Where, like, Kristen and Stassi, like, almost got Faith arrested for something she didn't do. Like, that was really, really fucking bad. It was really fucking bad.
If we don't see any actual ramifications of this, I'm going to be pretty upset.
If Bravo doesn't do something about this, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
And they even fired Max and Brett in season 8 for the same thing.
Yeah, if they don't fire Sandoval, I almost said Sam. If they don't fire him over this, then they're done. They're done because they've been protecting him for seasons and seasons, and this is not something you cannot say that. You cannot say that.
Every week we talk about how he can't get any worse. He can't get any worse, and then he just drops this hammer on us with a racially insensitive comment to really top off the whole year of just nonsense that he would spew. I know we're not going to keep beating a dead horse when it comes to Sandoval, but I'll bet his mental health is really bad now.
Oh, I'm sure it's going to get even worse. No, it's so fucked. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
Not even remotely close to the same thing.
It's not even in, like, the same vicinity of the same thing. Like, you're getting shit on because of a shitty thing you did and you continue to not properly apologize for. It's not the same as a man being murdered.
And then continues to make dumb comments to try and garner sympathy for your position in this controversy.
It's so fucked.
It makes no sense.
I don't even. Why did they even bother interviewing him though? Why did they even bother interviewing him? It's a year. It's almost like exactly a year past the day. Like at this point, there's no. Why are you interviewing? This interview would have made sense 12 months ago, right? Not now.
Well,
who
remember
gives a fuck what he says now.
He's still interviewed fresh after everything happened. He went on fucking Howie Mandel.
Oh my God.
But at this point, I think that he keeps interviewing because at this point, the people that are interviewing him know that he's gonna say something fucking stupid, and they want to print it because look at how much attention it's getting.
Yeah.
Not that the New York Times, of all publications, needs this level of attention, but clearly they wanted to jump on it, and they got him to say some really stupid shit. Oh, yeah. Like, the most stupid out of all the stupid shit he said.
You showed that to me, and Katie commented on, not the actual article, I'm sorry, but it was like an Instagram post, and I sent this to you. She's like, she then goes, the fuck? ? And then comments underneath that, the fuck, and then goes, sorry for the swear, I have no other words. And then afterwards commented, Schwartz, what are you going to clarify now? Or something to that effect, where she literally told, because Schwartz likes to, well, Tom didn't mean to say that. Tom meant it like this.
And it definitely got a lot of people watching Watch What Happens Live tonight.
Oh, I bet your ass people watching to see if he was going to, he didn't.
That's why we were watching.
I was disappointed in Andy for not saying something.
Yeah, not even the slightest bit. You know why? Probably because of what happened last time. Schwartz got put in the hot seat. He probably wanted to fucking spare Schwartz the embarrassment.
Fuck that. You want to continue being friends with that guy, and you want to continue to answer for him? We'll answer for him now. Like, everybody should be questioning Schwartz about his nonsense behavior because this is getting way too
out of hand.
You can't defend this. This is indefensible. You can't defend this.
So
no, absolutely not.
We want to see the cancellation of the same caliber as Stassi, as Kristen, as Jax and Brittany, as Max, and as Brett. I don't care if he's a main character, and he's been the main character for the last 10 years.
Stassi and Kristen were main characters.
Yeah.
Jax and Brittany were main characters. You do something fucked up, you pay the consequences. I mean, you don't say shit like that.
Mental health aside.
I don't give a fuck about his... I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck about his mental health.
Over it.
I still don't believe it. I'm sorry. Okay, anyway, that's the news of the week. And now onto the episode recap.
Yeah.
Tay-Tay, take it away.
This is probably going to be a very short recap, just because I think there really wasn't all that much going on this episode. We're finally starting to kind of slow down. Overall, it looks like the tides are starting to kind of turn. Everybody's starting to feel like they need to ease up on Sandoval, and you know, we're getting to the point now where everybody's just buying into this fake, we won't go back into it because we already talked about this plenty last week. But we start off the episode with Katie and Ariana just kind of reflecting off of the night before and their conversation with Schwartz. And I guess they took a lift home from See You Next Tuesday. And the driver that took them home was the same driver from the night in question.
What are the fucking odds? Like, what are the odds that the exact same Lyft driver? Like,
a year later,
or
a few months later, I guess.
That's some weird universal intervention. That's some weird shit. That's like, what are and it's like not like it's like a small town like here, right? Where the odds of us having the same Lyft driver are pretty likely because we don't live in a big city, but like in LA, right? What are the fucking odds?
Oh my God. I wonder if that driver even knows anything of what happened.
I hope.
In that time.
Right? Like, I wonder if, like, after, right? Like,
like, I drove home these two, like, people, I guess, who are on TV sometimes, and I guess this happens to be one of the most explosive moments that happened in the country in terms of just pop culture.
Yeah. No, I wonder if, like, he, like, took them home, right? And then, like, the news breaks, like, 3 days later, and he's like, I fucking drove them home. I fucking drove them home. I drove that fight in the cab. That was me.
I dropped them off in that home.
Like, wait, no, because they brought up the fight in the cab, and I wonder if he saw that and was like, I was that cab driver. That was me. I'm on TV.
No, seriously, like, I kind of going back to what Ariana said, I wonder if he knows how many people are dying to talk to him.
Oh, I want to know every single detail of that conversation. I want to sit that man down and, buddy, I want to buy you a drink, and I want you to give me every single detail of that cab ride. What was said? Did she hit him? Because I want to hit him. Like,
I'd hit him.
Oh, yeah, no, when he came out with that today, you were like, oh, bet. It's on. If she did, you can't really fault. How many women have, like, when you get something like that, you just wail. You know what I'm saying? Like, I doubt she actually kicked his ass like it was a fucking fight. Like the fights that he would get in with Jax. Like, I guarantee you it was just, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you've never been, like, so upset that you're, like, wailing at that person. Like, and not intentionally, like, wanting to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, and to your point, too, he's not like a weak guy. I hate to say it, in Special Forces, he actually was one of the more physically superior contestants. Yeah. He was able to handle everything well. So I say all of this to say Ariana couldn't have beaten his ass.
No.
Like, she could definitely do, like, you know, a punched face or something like that, but it just wouldn't have done too much damage. And also, he looked just fine when they recorded the next day.
I was just going to say that. I was like, I didn't see no evidence of a fight.
Yeah.
No.
I guarantee you. A very disheveled woman and just him with his stupid haircut and mustache.
I guarantee you it's that moment where you get that news and you're just punching them because you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? When you're and they're holding you and you're just going. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you that's what it was.
Yeah.
And he's playing the, Ariana beat me up. I am getting so much hate for something that I am entirely in control of the outcome.
I'm just still so, like, I'm just not understanding the part where people start turning on Ariana. Like, her moments.
Oh, it's pissing me off. It is already pissing me off. We're 4 episodes in and I am peeved.
Yeah, like, and honestly, maybe if he wasn't still to this day saying really stupid shit, maybe our tones would have changed. Mm-hmm. Maybe we would be feeling this way about Ariana. Yeah. But because, you know, he's still showing us daily, current events that he still stands by those actions that he did, like, now at this point, a year ago, but at that point when they were filming 4 months ago, I guess, plus like the 7 months into the affair or whatever. But, you know, I just can't see myself at this point siding with him or feeling bad for him. I can't do it.
No. The thing is, like,
I can't do it.
They're like, well, maybe I'm like, it is not that long of like, I was Ariana. Like, I would be so upset. You couldn't go. It's 4 months. This person that I have committed my life to just like destroyed everything, and you're already telling me I'm being a diva? You want to listen? If you want to see a diva, I'll be a fucking diva, right? Like that's how I would feel.
I was gonna say, you want to tell people that I'm being petty? Well, then call me Petty LaBelle.
Watch me, right?
Petty
watch me,
LaBelle.
No, literally. You want to see petty? Fucking watch me. Mm-hmm. I wasn't petty before. I'm petty now. Yeah. But I don't. It's really annoying that they're already turning on her because she's not asking for a lot, and she's not being a diva about it. Like I
don't think so.
No,
either.
We would be the first to be like, she's being unreasonable, right? Mm-hmm. Because like as an outside person, you're looking at it and you're like, yeah, that's a little much. Because I've done that millions of times over the years. I've said Katie was too much, Stassi was being too much, like Scheana is too much, right?
Even now, we're saying Lala's too much.
Lala's being too much.
We'll get into that. But.
Yeah, like this, the hurt is still so fresh, and y'all bent over backwards to not talk, except for Schwartz, but to not talk about Randall, to avoid Randall, and you for a year, and still to this day, but you can't fucking do that for Ariana because you're fucking jealous.
Lala was literally ready to dead Schwartz for playing pickleball with him,
but you're already willing to forgive Sandoval. Like it's.
Well, right. It's the fact that she's saying in interviews that he is just like Randall, but yet is still so quick to forgive. And that's the jealousy of Ariana that's showing.
Oh, you saw it again tonight. We saw it again tonight. She's seething. It's like seeping out of her pores.
Yeah.
She's turning green.
And the after show even, it's starting to rub off on Scheana too, because even Scheana was saying, oh, well, she doesn't check in on me so much anymore. Yeah, bitch, she's busy. She's fucking busy. Like,
you're an adult. This is not high school anymore. Like, you don't check on your friends every fucking day. Right?
I know. I check on my friends maybe once every few months, and I'll still see them, like, as often as I possibly can.
It doesn't mean that your relationship is any different.
Literally. These are friends, by the way, that I've had for, like, 10 plus years at this point.
I don't check on you every day, and we have a whole ass podcast together. We were talking about that earlier this week. We were at that after show clip, and you and I were like really pissed off. It's the only person she has on her side right now is Katie. The only person who's genuinely on her side and has not flipped or been a jealous ass bitch is Katie.
Yeah.
Katie's all she has. Yeah. And like honestly, that's fine. That's all she needs. You don't need the other ones. Yeah. They're not true friends.
No.
They're not gonna be. You can be jealous of an opportunity that your friend is having without it impeding on your friendship. Like you can be mad jelly. Like I get jelly sometimes about some things. It's human nature. Mm-hmm. But I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna get pissy at you about it. I'm not gonna tell you about it. I'm not gonna have that change my interactions with you. Right? Mm-hmm. Like your friend is achieving her dreams. And yes, it came about a very unfortunate way and a very public way. But that doesn't, you should be proud of her achievements. Being on Broadway is not a small feat. That is not something that anybody can do. Mm-hmm. You have to have the right voice for Broadway. You have to be able to dance on Broadway. Chicago is not an easy show.
And by the way, might we remind everybody, she has a musical theater degree. A theater degree.
Okay, that shit ain't easy, all right? And you can have a theater degree and never do anything with it because you couldn't get that degree and still not have what it takes to be on Broadway.
Listen, you can get most degrees and not be able to use them.
Word. But like Chicago is not a small feat. Like Broadway musicals, no matter how some are more intricate than others, right? Some are much more vocally challenging than others. Wicked is more vocally challenging. than Chicago, right? 6 is not as vocally challenging for some of the cast as other show. It's how Broadway works. Not every show is at the same level, but they are still fucking difficult. Broadway is not it's a grueling schedule. It is hard. It's a hard show. It's hard on your voice. It's hard on your, like, that is not an easy feat that she's doing. And from what it looks like, she's freaking slaying it, okay?
Yeah.
So, like, be proud of your goddamn friend. If you were a real friend, you'd be proud of her. You wouldn't be sitting here like, well, she doesn't check on me. She's busy. Yeah, guys, she's busy doing things outside of this small little bubble that you've created for yourself. She's creating a life outside of Bravo, which you all should be doing, by the way, because your show is not forever. You're not guaranteed a reality show for the rest of your life. You got to have something. You're going to be doing something. She's building a life outside of, if Vanderpump Rules didn't come back next season, Ariana would be fine. She would be doing other opportunities. She'd be doing other things. Hell, she could probably do another Broadway show if she wanted to.
Well, that's what I was thinking too. I think that she is going to get calls for other Broadway shows.
Or off-Broadway shows. Or bigger movie roles that aren't just Lifetime movies or like Netflix. Like she's shown herself to have a very real talent. And she has opened doors. Sandoval has opened doors for her. Mm-hmm. And we should be proud of her for that.
Speaking of Lala and Scheana, this is a great segue. We get the scene of them going to Lisa's house. They're going to have a quick chat. Lisa wants to talk to them about Sandoval's mental health, ease up on him a little bit. You know, again, gag.
Here's the thing, right? I have a hard time being mad at Lisa in that moment. Because it is annoying how quick she is to forgive the Toms, right?
Always.
But at the same time, that is something that cuts her so deeply. Like she was close to her brother. Like I'm close. Like if my brother did that, like I would be devastated for the rest of my life. And anytime anyone talked about that, it would be, you can see it. Like no part of her is thinking that he's lying because of something that it happened to her, right? It's someone so close to her. So it's like I have a hard time being mad at her in that moment because I know I can see where it's coming from. You're like, she is genuinely so triggered by that.
Well, yeah, listen, better safe than sorry.
Yes, exactly.
You don't want to be too late if it actually does happen.
Exactly. So that part of her conversation with them, I was like, absolutely. We should be taking this seriously, whether I believe him or not, right? Because what if he isn't lying? And then you're going to regret it for the rest of your life that you didn't step in when you could have. Other side of that coin, though, y'all didn't do fucking shit when Ariana was telling her she wanted to drive off a bridge, right?
There it is.
So it's like two sides of a coin. Like I am empathetic for Lisa, and I feel terrible, and I hate that, and I think she's in that moment. I can't be mad at her. But then you flip a coin a little bit, and I'm like, hold that man fucking accountable. You know what I mean? Like we can have, like on Watch What Happens Live, we can be empathetic to Sandoval, but still hold him accountable. In situation with Ariana. Like I can have both things. You can be empathetic and be worried about him, Lisa, and then also be like, but let's turn it around. The way out of that for him is to take responsibility because it's not going to stop until you, as clear today, a year out, it has not stopped because you have not taken proper responsibility.
No, you just keep making stupid comments left and right to try and make people think that your situation is so unique. It's not. You're not the first guy to ever go cheating on your partner.
He's also not the first Bravo guy to cheat on his partner, okay?
Yeah.
All right? Your homeboy Jax Taylor did it too. So.
Yeah.
If Vanderpump was at the level of fame, I think the Jax thing didn't really blow up that much because it was like a one-time stand with like the record. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why that one didn't blow up because
which one are we talking about with Kristen or
no with Faith with the recording. That one was not as globally.
My thing wild. Is I think Brittany was too much of a minor character at the time.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, but dude, you're not the first Bravo guy to cheat on. 89% of the men on Bravo have cheated on their significant other. Let's be real, right? The 90%, let's all right, you know what? Let's be generous. Let's say 70% of the men on Bravo are absolute trash, okay? Right? They've all cheated or done some fucked up shit. You're not the first one. You're not the first one to get heat for it, being a celebrity that's cheated. How many celebrities that aren't Bravo people have cheated on their spouses and gotten so much heat for it 4 months after? Like, this is not special. You're not special. Okay? Like, but the difference is those people took responsibility, or I don't know. It's like he wants it to go away, but he keeps like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not helping.
Mm-hmm.
You're not helping.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not helping. No. This is why you're not getting any opportunities at this point.
But that's where I stand with Lisa in that scene. I hate this trigger for her, and I kind of just want to like go on the TV screen and hug her and be like, I'm so sorry. But then also like shake her and be like, fucking hold everything accountable.
No, seriously. Like take fucking Tom away. Do something. Something. And shame on Lisa for making Scheana the one responsible for bringing everybody together and putting that burden on her, knowing that she is so sensitive to these things.
That was really fucked.
She broke Scheana so quickly.
She was like, well, what are you going to do? And then she was like, well, what about Ariana? And then like, just go with your gut.
Like, thanks, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa. It shouldn't be solely one person's. Honestly, it shouldn't be. Tom should not be any of their responsibility, right? No. They can go to him and say, I'm sorry for XYZ that I said, but until I see accountability from you, like I won't say anything more. I won't, but I cannot, I don't know, like I still can't, you know what I'm saying? Like you can say, I'm sorry for the things that I said. I'm sorry if anything I've said has hurt you or hurt your mental health. Like that's not what I wanted. I'm sorry for that, but I still cannot be your friend, right? And that absolves you of all responsibility, right? And then you can stay loyal to the person that you want to stay loyal to, which is Ariana, because she's really not asking for much. And I think it's really fucked up that Lisa is so, like, don't be so hard on Tom. Like, completely forgetting how hurt Ariana must be. Like, you were at that reunion, Lisa. You saw her. She went in like a pit bull, but underneath that, she was, like, almost on the verge of tears that entire reunion. It was so hard for her. And for you to turn around 3 months later, I mean, just forgive Tom. No, Lisa. He's manipulating you, Lisa.
Now we're at James and Allie's pool party. Not really too much to note about it. It's just a regular pool party.
When was the last time we had a pool party? I feel like it's been a couple of seasons, so we have like a genuine like at the house pool party.
There was one last season actually. Because there was a scene with the trio, joking about a threesome and or being a thruple. That's what I meant about being a thruple. Yeah. So there was one last season, but they're not as interesting.
No,
now.
This one just felt like old school. This one felt very like
innocent.
Like the one that they had for Shay and Carter's birthday. It's a couple seasons ago. You know what I mean? This felt very like OG pool party.
Yeah.
The something about her floaty that
I loved it.
James made was so cute. Or Allie probably. I was gonna say Allie probably made that up.
I would have put it on Allie.
That feels like something a girlfriend would do. Yeah.
So it was cute. They do a quick cut. I guess they do a quick back and forth because while the pool party's going on, Sandoval and Billy Lee do this weird cold plunge scene together for some reason.
How much money, I want to know, did they spend at that like very high-techy spa to have an ice bath? Can you not just fill your tub with cold water and some icicles?
That's
and like
what I did back in high school. Like I ran track and we would just put ice in our bathtubs the night before a race and just sit for 10 minutes.
Like how much money did you spend for that?
Too much.
And then Billy Lee's sitting there like, this is so cathartic for you. Feel those feelings, Tom. Yeah. Feel those feelings.
Billy Lee's been riding so hard for Tom Sandoval. It is just so gross.
I want to say something so crass right now, but I'm not going to.
Save it for after.
Yeah. For the bloopers.
Oh, man.
Pumped up tea after dark.
Oh, yeah. By the way, that's only going to go on the Patreon. So, sorry, guys. If you're not on the Patreon, you're not going to hear our unhinged and unfiltered shit. While this is unfiltered to a degree, we are still making an effort to be YouTube friendly. But
yes, which is why the thing that I wanted to say I couldn't say because it is not YouTube friendly.
But we are here for just saying shit on the Patreon, but not at Tom Sandoval's level. Speaking of Tom Sandoval making really stupid fucking comparisons that don't make sense, he made one in his confessional today in this episode where he compares being an outsider to Shawshank.
I can't with him. I can't with him. Like, dude, are you shitting me right now? I did catch that. I did. And I don't really think I said it right now when you said it. But, like, Jesus Christ, dude. Are you kidding me? You cheated on your girlfriend and your friends are mad. This is now fucking Shawshank. Like, are you kidding me?
How poetic. On the day that he's comparing Sandoval to George Floyd and O.J. Simpson, he's also found comparing his situation to fucking Shawshank.
It is just so perfectly points out how out of touch this man is because it's like this is a mess of your own doing, right? You're not being unjustly crucified, homie. You're not fucking Jesus, bro, okay? You fucking did this to yourself. Fucking Shawshank. I caught that and it really didn't sit into the way you just said it. I just
yeah, it's beautiful.
I can't.
Also,
I can't.
Up in the air on whether or not there's real footage of him talking on the phone with Rachel before he left for New Zealand.
Yeah.
Kind of curious about that. I also really want to know what Rachel's going to say about that on her podcast because
I don't think they had permission because
not for her input at least.
Not for her input at least because her part of that phone call was definitely blocked out because Obviously. He said something and then it was quiet. And then he responded. So they definitely had to cut out when she decided not to come back. But that's the thing. They probably filmed it thinking she's going to come back. And then she didn't. So they had to scrap everything. Because there also was a point in time where...
that they were still negotiating everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there was a point in time when like Stassi and Jax and Kristen were all fired from the show. Mm. Oh, and then when they couldn't put them in like flashbacks. So that's it's like has happened before where like if they flash back to a scene they couldn't actually show like them in that scene, but like that's I guarantee you they were like she's definitely coming back, and then oh shit she's not coming back.
It's interesting watching these. I'm curious to see how these storylines are going to change. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's going to be drastic. I feel like we're not going to see any slight, subtle movements once like Rachel doesn't come back. Because you're right. At this point, they're still anticipating on her coming back.
I mean,
they wanted to bring her in for Tahoe.
He's still clinging to that we're in love storyline. He said it tonight when he was talking to Billy. He's still clinging to that I'm in love with her. I need her to come back. I'm waiting for her. And when Billy asked if he was dating anybody, no, I'm waiting for Rachel. Like it's some fucking noble thing. Like she isn't your goddamn mistress. It's right up there with his I'm not drinking for Rachel. Like shut the fuck up, dude. But yeah, I'm really excited to see him absolutely lose his goddamn mind when he finds out his storyline is fucked.
Yeah. So there was like this was being teased for so long. There was like a little preview of like Sandoval and Lisa. It was so cash, but like there would be a part in these teasers where Lisa would be like, "Oh, I have to tell you something, and it's not good news," or something along those lines. Oh. I think that's the scene that she's going to tell Sandoval that Rachel's not coming back.
Oh, I'm so excited.
That's my speculation at this point. So excited. I'm just starting to put these little previews and scenes together, and I'm making my little guesses, my speculation, and you guys can let us know like what your thoughts on these things are. But that's where my mind has just been taking me. But we're back at the pool party, and we now have a conversation of Lala and Schwartz because once again, Lala has just flipped so quick. She might even be taking Scheana's world record of flip-flopping.
I'm actually really surprised. The Bravo Watch What Happens Live did that poll during the Watch What Happens. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Wow, they did the poll where who was gonna flip first, and it was like wildly Scheana, and I was surprised by that because
everybody was expecting at first.
Well, which was okay. That's why this poll was surprising to me because this poll was live tonight. Like I was happening on the spot, which I was really surprised that they voted Scheana because it is so very clear that it is Lala flipping first. When I was because I voted Lala because the Lala is absolutely gonna flip first. I think Scheana, maybe they did it they do it at the same time, but it's very obvious so far that Lala is.
Yeah, it's probably also because like you could see how torn Scheana is in these scenes, just given the conversation with Lisa. So that's probably why people might be holding on to the fact that it's probably going to be Scheana. But we very clearly see that it is Lala. Like, kind of hard to believe that it's not Lala. Also, another Lala hypocrisy moment here, because in the after show, she talks about how Ariana should have her moment as the queen bee. There should be nothing wrong with that. Well, I didn't hear Lala saying anything of that nature to Schwartz when they were having that conversation.
Sure, maybe so fucked up.
Sure, maybe your mind changed after a few months. That's fine. But like if you're gonna say some shit, you better say it with your chest.
No, that really pissed me off. She's acting like a diva. When Schwartz said she's not acting like someone that's been hurt. Fuck you! There's not a textbook way to act when you've been hurt. Like, are you kidding me? That was really fucked up. That was really fucked because they're invalidating her feelings. She's very clearly still so like you saw her at Tom Tom 2 weeks ago. She couldn't even be there. It was so upsetting. And now you're out here 2 weeks later saying she's not acting like someone that's hurt. Fuck you. She can act and she can heal in whatever way is going to be good for her. Okay, no one heals in the same way. No one heals in the same way. Her healing process is going to be different than yours, Lala. It's going to be different than yours, Schwartzy, right? Like to say that is really fucked up. To say that while you were also someone who facilitated the affair is really fucked up.
Yeah. And the fact that he doesn't understand that too is just giving very much Sandoval energy.
He's so dumb. Schwartz is so smart sometimes and then so incredibly dumb.
Like, the second he started using Tom Sandoval's vernacular, especially for the after show, when he's using the words belittling, I'm like, wow, okay, so basically Sandoval's still feeding you a script. Either that or your brain is just really absorbing his behaviors and his vernacular that much.
All that pasta has really gone to his head.
Which one is it?
Yeah, all the pasta has just gone right to his head.
So... pool party aside, actually, well, I guess we might as well still talk about it because it was being teased all week long. Scheana tells Ariana about her talk with Lisa. Ariana, again, reacts in a way that's pretty valid.
Oh, her face. Her face. She looks like she was ready to murder someone. Did you see her face?
Because she knows exactly what game he's playing with everybody.
She was sitting on her little something about her float with Katie behind her, like the pit bull guard dog that Katie has become, and she was just so dead-faced. She was so pissed off. Because it, again, is another week of someone saying, well, Tom, Ariana, but Tom. You know what? I can see how she becomes a villain this season. Because I swear to God, if someone kept coming at me, but your ex-boyfriend that cheated on you, but Tom, Ariana, I know you're really hurt, but Tom.
It's giving Kristen. It's literally giving Kristen.
I'm going to flip I'm going to Teresa my ass and flip a goddamn table. Okay? Like, that's no wonder people gonna get pissed at her. You keep bringing up her ex-boyfriend. Feel bad for him. What about me?
Like, I'm the victim here.
She's literally actually the victim. Tom is mad and sad and depressed because of his own making, okay? Ariana didn't ask for any of this.
And this is why Ariana keeps winning, though, because everybody keeps looking for her to trip. Everybody keeps saying they're getting jealous of everything she's receiving. And, I'm sorry, just because she's doing well in her life, she doesn't deserve to grieve the loss of her 9-year relationship, whom she was building a home with.
She's not messing up enough for them. She hasn't faltered in her post Sandoval self has not. She hasn't faltered. You know, she hasn't done anything where like, wah, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's not.
It just hasn't been happening. She's been too busy to do that.
No, I know, but that's not. I don't think that's who mature adult Ariana is. I think if this had happened like the Kristen, Ariana, Tom era, I think maybe she probably would have. Because she did in that time, she did say some really Like, the post Kristen, Tom, Ariana triangle, Ariana, she did say some very questionable things in season 3 and 4. She did act very questionably, but
in this grand scheme of Vanderpump Rules, that's probably like the worst thing that she's ever done.
That's what I'm saying. That they're pissed because she hasn't faltered. She hasn't stumbled. She has just continued to rise above. Mm-hmm. She hasn't come out and made a podcast talking about it. She's barely talked about him in interviews. She was on Dancing with the Stars, and the only dance that was about him was her opening dance that first week.
Well, there was one other too.
Well, then the
most memorable year.
But even that was not necessarily about Tom and what happened. It was more about her rebirth, and this horrible thing happened to her, but now she's reborn. You know what I mean? Like that. The sole focus of that dance was not Sandoval. Of that year.
It's weird. It was, but it wasn't. Because even the song, When I'm Away From You, I'm Happier Than Ever.
Yes.
You know? Yeah. It is, but it's not. Yes. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, she's tried very hard to, like, stop talking about it and just move the fuck on. And I think that's what they're pissed about, is because they're not giving her anything to be like, mm-hmm. She's not contributing to the shitstorm that they want to create.
Yeah.
Which is good on her, honestly.
Yeah.
Rise above, baby. Rise above.
So, pool party's over. We're in another day. James and Lala get together, and they actually talk about James's sobriety. Oh. Kind of shocking to know that at this point in filming, he's 3 months sober, and we're 4 months past the reunion. So, basically, he stopped drinking right after the reunion. Mm-hmm. It sounds like his drinking was taking a toll on his relationship. Shocker. And it sounds like this must have been the time, mm-hmm. I guess, that he decided that he was done. That this mm-hmm. is the end of his non-sober journey. And mm-hmm. I kind of have questions.
Okay.
You know,
what are
I have
questions?
Thoughts on this.
Give us your thoughts and questions.
You know, on the heels of his allegations coming out of abuse.
I think we're about to have the same thoughts and questions.
Yeah, with Rachel and Kristen. Mm-hmm. You know, now we're finding out just through watching this episode that he and Allie were having some issues post, Sandoval. You know, his feelings and thoughts were probably getting resurfaced from his relationship with Rachel, whom he quit drinking for 2 years for. Mm-hmm. You know, what really drove him to stop drinking? Was he having an issue with Allie to the point where Allie was then pushed to then have the same conversation with him? I'm a little torn.
Are we on the same wavelength right now?
I mean, it wouldn't be too out of the ordinary.
I think we're on the same wavelength right now. And he said that she left the house for 2 days. She packed up her shit and left.
Yes, she did.
Took the cats and everything. Mm-hmm. I think... Catch my vibe, right? Feeling what I'm feeling. I think that happened, right? And because I don't want to say, I don't want to get in trouble for making an accusation. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, we're not a big enough podcast.
No, but I'm just gonna dance around it, right? Mm-hmm. That, and she left, mm-hmm. and he went, well, shit.
Not again.
Not again. And then because I really think Allie is the one. I think. He's like, I can't keep doing that. Alcohol literally fucks up his life.
Well, we've been here before, right?
Yes. So I think we're on the same wavelength about what that fight really was between them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that for us. I love when we're on the same page.
Yeah. Well, it's like the story wrote itself, you know? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
It's right there. It's just like here's it's like Clue, right? It's like mm-hmm. here's all of these missing pieces. Now put it together.
Yeah. I mean, listen, past behavior is usually the best indicator
of future behavior.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So how many times can you relive the same pattern, right? Sandoval's patterns are constantly cheating on his partners when he doesn't want to be with them anymore, and James's patterns is stopping drinking when his relationship is in danger.
Mm-hmm. I just hope he keeps to it this time.
Hopefully.
Because James sober is a really good James. I think he has the potential to be a very decent person without alcohol.
Well, that's even what the castmates are saying, because mm-hmm. Ariana and Lala talked about that on last week's episode. Mm-hmm. You know, mm-hmm. they see how much better of a person that James is when he's not drinking. So, you know, maybe the California sober life is a little questionable, but if he is trading one vice for another,
I mean, that's not any better though.
It's not.
It's not any better. I mean, that's why I was just about to. I don't think California sober is even good for him. I think he needs to be sober.
Mm-hmm.
He's replacing alcohol with pot.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yeah, it's legal. It's legal here where we are in Connecticut.
Okay. Well,
we live in Connecticut, guys, by the way.
I wasn't sure if that was YouTube sanctioned. But you can tell in the episode where he's like, look at these drinks. They have THC in it. Or whatever
Oh, yeah.
He's very clearly replacing one thing for another. And when he had dinner with Schwartz, he goes, I do this, and then I have a little, and then I do this, and I have a little. Like, he's heavily leaning on another substance.
Weirdly, though, and granted, I don't know if we've actually seen him when he was high, but if he is, he's really good at hiding it.
I mean, he was at that pool party. The grill was on fire, and that kid did not notice anything.
I forgot about that scene.
Yes, but it's definitely high James. Is definitely much different than alcohol James. Yeah. Drunk James is way different. But it is very obvious that he is replacing one crutch for another. Yeah. Which is not the road to full recovery at all.
Yeah. So next scene, we're at Schwartz's apartment with Joe! In comes Joe! We've been hearing the hype about Joe for all these months, from the season 10 reunion to the fact that she was going to be filming over the summer, and now we finally have a face to her name.
I didn't know she was a hairdresser.
Yeah, she is a hairdresser.
I was watching her to his haircut, and I've been like, I've done that haircut. I did that haircut last week.
I was actually going to, yeah.
I did that
haircut. You guys do have that.
I did that haircut last week.
Oh, is that how you did it? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wait, you should totally tell that story.
Okay.
In case nobody picked up on this, Sara happens to be a hairdresser.
Yes, I'm a hairdresser. You probably saw in last week's episode, I had a bandage. I'm not giving the camera the finger. I had a bandage on this finger because while I was doing a men's cut, I was talking. It's one of my regular clients. I see him pretty periodically, and we were just chit chatting, having a good time. And I went to cut. There's a rule: you don't cut past your second knuckle. I break that rule sometimes.
And you fucked around and found out.
I fucked around and found out. So I was pulling his hair. I was using my texturizing shears, which are for non-hair people. It's the ones that have like a slot in it. You use it to add some movement to the end, to pull weight from the hair. Like, there's many uses. And I was doing it to pull some weight from the bottom of his head so it didn't fall so heavy. And I wasn't looking, and I snipped this knuckle on this hand right down the center. And I had 2 stitches inside, 3 on the outside.
The stitches looked gnarly.
I got them out on Saturday, so a few days ago. And now I just have a regular bandage just to kind of keep it, because it's still healing. I had a paper. Oh, I didn't tell you this.
Does it still hurt?
Yeah, when I hit it, it still hurts a little. But I have much more bend to it now, and not with the bandage. But I went and got my stitches out, and the bottom part of it, that last stitch, wasn't closed up all the way. So I didn't tell you this, but I went and got them out Saturday. And then I had to put like that paper sticker stitch over it. That I had on until this morning. It fell off. And now it's like closed up all the way. So I took the stitches out only to get like another kind of stitch.
like a kind of stitch.
Yeah. But yeah, so she was doing that, and essentially that haircut was how I did it. So I was watching that, and I was like, Joe, watch your fingers.
Yeah. I don't even really care to go through the rest of this scene, so I
blacked the fuck out. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna give you the Spark Notes version. Then it's actually gonna be a super quick one. But Sandoval comes over. He continues to play the victim. Schwartz is trying to still be the voice of reason, being like, no, you shouldn't talk like that. Joe tries to interject every now and again, and that's it. That's the scene.
The end.
We didn't really miss much. It was all the same shit, but just add Joe.
This is something I picked up on. In 1 second, he goes, we didn't hook up. Me and Joe were not a thing. But then he turns around and was like, oh, no, we had like a month-long. Like, what is it?
A little situationship.
It was so weird. He was like, no, we didn't have a romantic relationship. But then in like the same breath was like, no, I definitely it was like a month whirlwind romance. I was so confused by that. Like, what is it,
Schwartz? Shitty liar.
What is it, Schwartz? Joe, I know. She seemed kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. There was something about her in that scene. I was like, oh, I don't necessarily like her because she's hanging with the Toms.
Well, I was gonna say it's giving like Scheana
questionable
likes
character.
to hang out with the guys.
It's giving I'm not like other girls. But I don't know. She seemed like a vibe. Like if Sandoval aside, like if we just met her as a random cast member, like I think we could have.
We probably would have fucked with her.
I think I would have been like, yeah, Joe's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. We're also pretty like non-problematic people, and she's not exactly in the fold all that much. So
yeah.
You know, I mean, she did say that she kind of like up and ghosted Kristen the second that she moved in with.
That's
Schwartz.
right. She was friends with Kristen.
Or who said that? Katie said that.
That's right.
You know, maybe there was a reason why she pulled out of the friend group because you know. It's literally just one big drama circle. So, you know, understandable on one side, but I don't know them. I'm not in this predicament, so I can't really make too many statements.
Lie. I really thought Tom Sandoval was going over there to get his haircut.
You would have thought, right?
I was really hoping he was getting his haircut. There's just something about his haircut in these last 2 episodes that is just, there's something. I'm looking at it and I'm like, there's something that is off about it.
You probably just let it grow out.
Okay, when you grow out a haircut, sometimes you have to do maintenance, okay, to make it look good. But like, I was like, oh hell yeah, she's gonna cut his fucking hair. It was really bad at the party episode. I don't know. It was like flipped up in the back. There was something. It was irking me, and I was really excited because I thought Joe was gonna cut his hair, and I was like, yeah, no.
So next scene, James, Allie, Scheana, and Brock go out to dinner. We're kind of celebrating the fact that this is now Scheana and Brock's first date night with the baby with an actual babysitter.
Can we talk about how cute Sheena's dress was?
I'll be honest, I wasn't really paying too much attention to her dress. It was like a cute off-the-shoulder,
like long maxi sundress, but it fit her. The fit on her was it was white with like black stripes off the shoulder, like a little ruffly mom. It was really fucking cute. Her looks this season have been so good. I feel like there's not been one Scheana outfit that I have been like, every Lala outfit lately I've been, but Sheena's kills. She's slay.
Lala's outfit her whole style is so weird because it's equal parts to me very questionable, but it's like, this makes sense for Lala.
It's equal parts normal and statement.
Yes.
Like her See You Next Tuesday outfit.
Or like Stassi with her statement necklaces.
Oh my God. Oh, good times. Good times.
Yeah, that's what it's giving.
We should bring back statement necklaces.
I do like Stassi's
I think it's just because Stassi and I have a very similar style. I think that's probably why I lean more towards hers because I get outfit inspo from her when she posts her outfits. I'm like, that is such a slay. No, but definitely Lala's definitely now the fashionista. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like her outfit to See You Next Tuesday was so questionable and yet a vibe.
Same thing with the outfit at Tom Tom.
Yes. Questionable, but a vibe. Like she was working it. It's her confidence. I think that's what it is. I think if like I tried to pull that off, you'd be like, Sarah, what the fuck are you wearing?
Yeah.
But like Lala, she's got the height, the legs, the hair. Like she's working it.
Yeah.
No, but back to like Scheana looked so cute at that lunch.
Yeah.
Allie did too.
Allie always looks good.
I love Allie. She's literally precious.
We try to protect Allie at all costs here.
I love her so much. She just
let's make Allie the main character.
Oh my God. Let's have her open like a tarot card astrology consultant firm and watch the fuck out of that.
I mean, she basically already is. It's just a one-woman show.
I know, but like, you remember? Okay, do you remember like the I swear there used to be a show where like celebrities would go and like get their like tarot card readings or something like that.
Ooh, maybe not a tarot card reading, but there was the medium.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking of.
Yes.
What do we do with that? But like astrology, and like she can tell you what crystals to use to like center your energy. I got into crystals a little bit during the pandemic. I'm not gonna lie.
See, now that we brought it up to that, yes to that, but also now that we've already brought it up, it's funny that it's even being mentioned because Sandoval and Jax had an episode with the Hollywood medium, so Tyler Henry, and I believe Scheana also had an episode with him, if I'm not mistaken.
I didn't know that. Yeah, now I'm gonna look him up.
It came up in my YouTube algorithm one day, and I was like, "Oh,
bless the algorithm."
Weird. Like, this was like years ago too.
Algorithm.
Oh, God.
No, our curse group chat has completely destroyed my algorithm.
Oh, no.
Alright, but anyway, group scared, curse group chat aside, continue with the lunch.
We're basically already at the end here.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, this wasn't really the most eventful episode, but...
No, it really wasn't. I don't even remember what the last scene was, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, good. We're about to go into it.
Okay, cool.
So a couple of things with this last scene. We start off at Vanderpump Dogs. And
oh my god! How did I not remember that scene? I was literally sobbing.
It kind of made me think back to, like, kind of weird that we're doing our meetings at Vanderpump Dogs and not at the restaurants. But then later on in the scene, all I had to do was shut the fuck up, and then it made sense. We had a reunion of James and Graham. I was not expecting them to bring Graham in this soon.
The way that Lisa brought him down the stairs and James was like, is that Graham?
I didn't even put two and two together that was Graham at first. I was like, whose dog is this?
Whose cute ass dog is that? I thought maybe she was like, he's a cute dog that looks like Graham, like kind of same breed or whatever. Like,
I just thought it was like some random B-roll from Vanderpump Dogs. But then he said Graham Cracker. I was like, I saw you and I saw me. We both had our jaws dropped to the floor. We were like,
Yeah.
like,
dead. No, because I had the same thought, and I was like, it's so weird that our meetings now are not at restaurants. It's not at Sir, it's not at Tom Tom. We're on the same thought train, and then he comes down the stairs, and I sobbing. I was like holding back tears. There was just something so sweet and beautiful about that scene. I can't believe I forgot
the fact that this man was separated from his dog for several months at this point, probably a year maybe, depending on when they broke up. But yeah, and now he's finally seeing his dog after all that.
He was so happy.
I know.
And I don't think we've ever seen James cry for something like that. I literally died.
It is really nice to see that.
That was
reunion.
such a beautiful way to end the episode. Like no drama, just like a beautiful
reunion,
no fighting, just like this. Like it felt like a wrong had been righted or whatever. You know, like a wrong had been. She gave him to and then he got him back.
Yep, and then that's probably why they brought him to Tahoe. Because now, lo and behold, we now have a new dog. That's my dog. But yeah, we have dog now.
It was so sweet. I don't think we've ever seen James that like emotionally like happy.
I know.
Like and just shocked. He was shooketh.
I can't wait for I cannot wait for next week for when Allie sees him come in.
I know. And it looks like she's going to be really patient and with the cats, it's like we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. There is no way that girl is going to say no to Graham being in the house. I mean, obviously she didn't because he's still there, but like
well, they were already contemplating on getting a dog anyway the episode prior, so
yeah. I'm glad that they're got him the proper training, and that was so beautiful. Oh, that was such a beautiful Lisa. That was such a mom moment for her too. She was just like, "I have the solution."
Lisa's like, "I need a win after all the blasphemy from the last 2 weeks." So,
and then when she was like, "Do you want him?" and she was like, "Yeah." And the way he was walking down the street when they left, he's like, "Come on, Graham Cracker, we're going home." And the little like pip in his step when they were walking down the sidewalk. Although if I was James, I wouldn't be holding that dog. That dog would have been in my arms. I would never let him go ever again.
I know.
I get like that when I get home from work with Bub. I'm like, I'm never leaving you ever again. I can't imagine like being that separated from my dog.
Did you notice if Lisa mentioned that he was in a kill shelter?
I didn't know. Honestly, I was so emotionally shooketh.
Because I don't remember. It obviously came and went so fast. I know that she mentioned he had his biting problem and that he was just going through different foster cares and this, that, and the other. But the controversy that Rachel said on her podcast was that the storyline was going to be that, he was moments away from being euthanized or something. But I don't remember.
I don't remember. In the episode. No, I don't either.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong here, but
I swear she just said like, oh, he was in a couple fosters and then he was at a shelter and they called and said that they called Lisa. like I said, like I said to you last week, I think they scanned his little chip and saw who it belonged to and called Lisa.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
They knew.
What a beautiful way to end the episode, honestly. Yeah. That was so touching.
They definitely ended it off on a high when we needed that.
We really did.
Like, we're 4 weeks into the season now. We still have another, 16 weeks to go. So, we'll be on a little bit of a roller coaster these next several weeks. So, just a reminder, just help out a couple of girls in need. We are trying to invest in some more stuff. Also, by the time we do our next episode, we're going to have a nice new backdrop back here.
Yeah, I ordered it the other day, guys. I'm sorry, I was not paying the astronomical amount of shipping to have it here today.
Yeah.
But yeah, by the next episode, because it'll be here on Friday, so you won't see it. But yeah, the next time you see us, we're going to have a really cute background. So it won't just be white anymore. It'll be colorful and sparkly.
We are going to have more color. Yes, we are going to have more color here. We're going to be playing around with the different lights and, we're just working on our little set.
We gotta work. We gotta get better. Peter follows us now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait, we can't sign off without saying that Peter Madrigal, manager at Sir Restaurant, now follows the podcast on Instagram. You guys should be following us as well at Pumped Up Tea.
He saw our reel from last week's episode. We were talking about where's Peter, and he saw it and he liked it, and then he followed us. Guys, Peter follows us, so we really Peter, it's all for you.
Yes, we do this all for you, Peter. We're actually Team Peter. So
I'm so Team Peter. I've loved him since season 1 when he was on. He's just so fun.
I hope that we at least get one Peter moment this season because Peter, we appreciate you.
We really do.
We haven't forgotten about you.
We haven't. You're working hard, bud.
Well, aside from that, just continue to follow us on socials. I'm still working on getting us on TikTok. So I know, I fucked up. But if you guys watched last week, you know why I fucked up.
Yeah, it's fine. TikTok's not a necessity. We at least have Instagram.
We do have Instagram. We have our YouTube. We have iHeartRadio. We have Amazon Music. We've got Apple Podcasts. So, pick your favorite streaming platform and stream us there. Give us a 5-star rating because we could definitely use the love. And,
bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a great weekend. Bye.